Welcome to this instructional video on our annual and monthly budget spreadsheet. Actually, it is a 12-month budget spreadsheet, because you can start it at any month you like. This spreadsheet contains multiple tabs. In this video, I will show you how to set up and use it. Before we begin, it's important to note that you should not edit or delete any cells with a white background. Most of these cells contain formulas, and changing or erasing them will affect the functionality of the spreadsheet. Now, let's get started. Setup tab. When you got this spreadsheet, the first thing should be settings. On this setup tab, you can enter all the basic details. As you can see, these tips will help you when you input the information. Also, you can find this important notice. Do not edit or delete any white cells. And only input data in gray cells that we showed. Like these cells. There is a reset button here. It will help you to clear up data easily. I'll explain it later. The first section is for basic information, including the start date, currency, and starting balance. To select the start date, you can double-click to select. Or just input the date directly. This fits suitable for all cells that require inputting the date. About the start date, there is one thing you should notice. Ensure you input the first day of the month. For example, May 1st, then you will see the end date will be auto-populated based on this start date. The months on the monthly budget tabs are all automatically show up. As well as on the yearly budget tab. Next, the currency symbol. Just input it directly. I will use the $sign as an example. Once I do this, you will see that the currency symbol will automatically appear throughout the spreadsheet. The starting balance will automatically appear in the rollover cell on the first monthly budget tab. Here I will use 0. The second section is to set up all financial categories. There are 30 income categories, 30 expense categories, 30 bill categories, 15 debt categories, and 20 savings goal categories available for you. For the income and expenses, just simply enter the names here. And then you can create the income and expenses budget from each monthly tab. Bills and debts, you not only need to input the name, but also include all payment details. There are two things please notice. One is the bill frequency. There are 5 options. Select the one you need. Because they are related to some formulas, so, please do not edit or delete these options. The other one is the due date of bills and debts. Just input the last payment date of them. For the savings goals, you need to input both the goal date and the start date. This spreadsheet will then help you create a savings plan automatically. Once you have finished inputting the bills, debts, and savings categories, they will automatically display on the respective monthly budget tabs. Now, this reset button. Just click it, then it will clear all the cells you have filled in before. Monthly budget tabs. There are 12 monthly budget tabs in this spreadsheet. There are 2 parts on each of them. The top is the charts and summary. The bottom is the budget and actual form. As I mentioned during the setup of the categories, you can input your income and expense budget on each monthly budget tab, because these amounts may vary from month to month. However, the bills, debts, and savings will automatically populate as I demonstrated in the Setup tab before. Now, let's move to the top. Here is basic information for the month, including a percentage bar that shows the time elapsed. You will see, for the months that do not arrive, the bar will remain empty. Here you can see the total actual amount of balance, income, expenses, bills, debts, and savings, also if they are below or over budget, and the budget's complete percentage. Next is the notifications and reminders. The notification will show you the alerts for all payment schedules, including the total payments for this month, how many haven't been paid yet, and how many are overdue. For example, there are 6 bills, 3 debts, and 2 savings in total in this month. And I have paid nothing yet, so there are 6 bills, 3 debts, and 2 savings showed need to pay. And of course, you can find 1 savings is overdue. You can also view these details more clearly in the Calendar tab. When you input information into the transaction log, the notification updates will reflect these changes as well. In the Reminders section, you will see payments that are due in the upcoming 7 days. Once you record that payment transaction, it will disappear from the reminders. And the notification content will also change accordingly. In the monthly summary section, you can see, the difference column uses green and red font colors. Red indicates a negative impact on your finances, such as when income, debts, and savings are below budget. This negative difference appears in red, while a positive difference is good and appears in green. For expenses and bills, their font color's definition is reversed with the income, debts, and savings. A negative difference is favorable and shown in green, while a positive difference is unfavorable and shown in red. Also, you can find the same meaning of font color here. Next to the notification, here is the amount left to budget, and the total spending amount for this month. There are some analytical charts or tables to help you assess your financial health. These include a pie chart for total spending breakdown, a bar chart comparing your budgeted versus actual spending, an income source chart, the top 5 expense categories, a pie chart for splitting bills. These visualizations will help you understand income and spending trends, enabling you to manage your expenses more effectively. The debt-to-income (DTI) is also included, as it indicates your creditworthiness and your likelihood of repaying a new loan. Moreover, the savings-to-income ratio is a crucial metric that can help you evaluate your financial health and plan for the future. The daily income and spending line chart, along with the daily balance chart, will allow you to identify areas where you might be overspending and could help you find ways to increase your savings. Yearly Budget tabs. As I mentioned at the beginning, you can refer to this year tab as a 12-month tab. For example, if I set the start date to April 1st, 2025, this year tab will cover the period from April 1st, 2025, to March 31st, 2026. This year tab is completely auto-populated, so you don't need to input anything here. However, there are 2 sections with the options to select. One is the income versus spending or balance area chart, which you can click to view. The other one is the budget and actual line chart, as well as the growth rate chart for income, expenses, bills, debts, and savings. Below these charts, you will find the annual total information. This includes the complete percentage of the budget, the difference amount, and the monthly average amount. If you move to the right side, you'll see the income split and spending chart for the entire year. These charts will help you understand where your money is coming from and where it's going. Calendar tab. To view different month, just input the year directly and then click to choose the month you want to view. Also, you can select whether the week starts on Monday or Sunday. This calendar tab displays all payment schedules. Different colors are used to signify various types of payments. Green for bills, yellow for debts. This yellow-green for savings. And the smoke pink for the to-do list. This date cell with the dark green color, it's today's date. Most of these payments are auto-populated, except for items on the to-do list. For example, when you input a transaction record for a payment, the paid status will automatically show a checked symbol on the form, and it will also be crossed out on the calendar. Of course, when it's overdue, it will automatically display an alert symbol and turn red on the calendar. For the to-do list, you can input important dates or tasks here. If you enter a date, it will appear on the calendar. However, if you do not enter a date, it will not be displayed. Once you complete a task, simply click the checkbox, and it will be crossed off. Furthermore, a reset button is available to clear all items from your to-do list. Savings tab. Everything on this tab is auto-populated, so there's no need for you to change or input anything. At the top, you will see total savings goal amount, total starting amount, total saved amount, the amount left to save, the overall savings progress, number of completed goals, and the number of remaining goals. Also, there are visual representations, including a current savings amount split chart and a summary chart. As I mentioned on the Setup tab, there are 20 savings goals available. They will automatically display when you input them on the Setup tab. Here, you can also find the details for each of them. For example, when I add a new saving goal, on the Savings tab, you will find it here and all details, the total saved amount, which including the start amount. The goal amount. Start date is May 21, 2025, so it not started yet. The remaining amount to save. And it will automatically calculate the monthly contribution needed. Debt tab. We use the Snowball method to organize the debts. Similar to the Savings tab, all information on this tab is auto-populated. At the top, you will find an overview of your debt situation, which includes the total balance of all debts, the current balance, the amount already paid, payoff progress, and the months needed to pay off all debts. This will also indicate the estimated timeframe for when you will be debt-free. Also, there are some visual representations to help you understand the debt situation. There are 3 things you should notice about this debt tab. 1. There are 15 debts available, and they will be arranged by starting balance from smallest to largest. For example, among the debts, the car loan has the smallest starting balance. In the Debt tab, you will see that this car loan is displayed as the first debt because of its lowest starting balance. 2. When one debt is fully paid off, its minimum payment will be automatically added to the second debt. For example, if the minimum payment for the car loan is $560 per month and it is paid off in October 2025, then in November 2025, you will see this amount is added to the minimum payment of the second debt. 3. If you pay more than the minimum payment amount, this will be recorded in the extra paid cells. As you can see, there are $20 extra paid on personal loan on February payment. Add the minimum payment, so this means I paid $400 in total on February. Also go to the Transaction Log tab, you can find this payment of personal loan $400 on February. If you only make the minimum payment, the extra paid cell will display $0. If no payment is made, this cell will remain empty. Transaction Log tab. This tab is where you should record all your transactions. Simply input the details in the gray cells, and the white cells will automatically populate. These transaction details will be used in all formulas within this spreadsheet, so it is important to keep your transactions recorded. There are 1,200 rows available in this tab. If you need to add more rows, first input the desired number in here, then click Add. For example, if I want to add 50 more rows, just enter 50 here and click Add. For now, it's not finished yet. Now, I need to select these original cells and drag them down to the end of the row. This will ensure that the formulas in the white cells are filled in the new rows and function correctly. If you want to clear all transaction records, just click this Reset button, then it will be all cleared. Of course, you can also select gray cells, just delete them. This is basically how this spreadsheet works. If you have any questions, just leave a message below or contact me on Etsy. And I would also like to thank you so much for watching. Hope you have fun with your spreadsheet, and have a great day.